Hey all, my name is Paul Carter. This is my introductory video for our AEP 858 data analysis and assessment video. I'm very excited to jump into this course and learn a lot with you guys, as I'll tell you here shortly. This is something that I feel like I am lacking in, is knowledge of how to use data correctly to inform my assessments in my class. So I'm very excited to be using this, to utilize this, not obviously as a future administrator, but this year in my own social studies course. Because yes, I do teach social studies. I am currently a 6th grade teacher in the Spring Hill School District. This is the first year that Woodland Spring Middle School has been open. I had taught in the Spring Hill Middle School, but we opened a brand new building this year. And so I have taught in Spring Hill School District 6th grade social studies for the past 5.5 years. On the bottom left is my demographics and size. Spring Hill Middle School. We don't have demographics yet for Woodland Spring, but demographics are very similar in Spring Hill Middle School, so that is what I chose to utilize in this. About 592 students. That is Woodland Spring and Spring Hill Middle School combined. I was able to at least have those numbers because these are last year's numbers when we were just one middle school. As you can see, we are predominantly white. We are about 85% white. We are pulling from obviously Spring Hill. If you don't know where that is just south of Olathe in Kansas. And so we're also pulling from South Olathe as a lot of those students come through. Okay, I have a bachelor's in middle school education from UMKC. I got that in 2014. I'm 26 years old, and I live in Peculiar, Missouri, and commute over. And then I'm seeking my master's in administration because I feel like I would love to be an administrator in the future. I used to not want to be. I used to want to be in classroom, but after interviewing and things like that, some different administrators, I found out that is something I want to do. Top left, that is my wife, Megan. She's very supportive and helpful for me through this process. And you can kind of see some pictures of me down there at the bottom. This is actually, I'm going into my last semester of classes. I will be taking this course and one more this semester, and then through the spring semester I'll be completing the rest of the requirements from Fort Hays to where I can graduate hopefully in May. Very excited to be graduating then. So my critical reflection, what process does my school or district use to analyze and use data to inform those instructional and practices? While we use MAP scores, we do go over those. I specifically, as a social studies teacher, look at the language arts MAP test a lot. MAP tests, I didn't write it down, but also the state testing of language arts, the reading skills and stuff, because a lot of that applies directly to social studies. So I use that data as we go through it. We do have personal learning communities where we go over this data in the school district every Wednesday. We have a late start to where we can focus for 1 hour. Instead of 8:05 start, we start at 9:05, and we have an hour to use to find out what data that is useful to us so that we can then inform our instructional practices and our decisions we make for our students. We do have student learning targets that we track, and if you create your assessments in such a way, you can create useful data based off of if they're mastering each individual student learning target. So during our PLC meetings, we are creating student learning targets this year so that we can create common assessments so that we can create meaningful data. And then standards-based grading that goes along with it. I do not necessarily go standard-based grading. I'm more of student learning target-based grading, but we do have some teachers that do standards-based, and I have talked with them. So that is, I feel like our district does a decent job, but we're getting better as we are adopting this new PLC process with these late starts that are happening on Wednesdays. My critique of my own personal knowledge of how to use data is I feel like I'm limited. I do know some through this PLC process. I've been learning a lot, but I am kind of uncomfortable utilizing the map and state data. A lot of it is just hard to read, and some of the charts and stuff that they give you, plowing through that is a little overwhelming at times. So I feel a little uncomfortable doing it, which I know as a future administrator, I do need to become comfortable with it. I use very simplified data in my classroom setting, so I am familiar and comfortable with very simple data. So that's like pre-testing, finding out the prior knowledge, and tracking it through my assessment to see if they've mastered it, but that's about it. I'm very good, like I said, with those base knowledge check to find out what they know, and then seeing how they grow through the use of data. I can test, see, hey, what do I need to slow down, so they can it can inform those daily instructional decisions that I make on a daily basis as a teacher. So my plan that I propose to help improve or enhance my current knowledge, which is limited, like I said, and well, that is obviously participating in this course. I feel like it will be super useful. We do have an amazing instructional coach in my building, and I plan to use her a lot to how can I apply this knowledge I learned in this course? How can I apply it directly into my classroom? I feel like she will be a large resource for me that I need to utilize. And then I'm hoping to start being able to create and use data for purpose, not for the sake of just having data, but actually using it for a purpose, because we always hear data, data, data in schools. And I feel like sometimes it's the cool thing to do is create data. Well, I want to be able to create and use it in a meaningful way. And as most of you, if not all of you, we want to be lifelong learners. And so I feel like participating in this course and learning how to use data in my classroom will help me become that lifelong learner. So like I said, I'm very excited to join you all in this course and learn together. And I can't wait to be able to read and read through and watch your introductory videos to get to know, hey, who's in my class this year and who am I going to be learning with? Good luck to all of you.